Today's video is going to be about two new watches that I recently purchased from HMT, and these are quite unique. I think they're unlike any watches I currently own, at least, so I thought I would make a little video on them. So if you're my age or younger, there's a chance you may not have even heard of HMT, but they're actually a state-owned or government-owned watch brand that was started in the early 1950s, really soon after Indian independence, and they almost shut down, but then they got revived at the last minute, and now the best place to buy HMT watches is their own website. And I know what you're thinking when you look at this. There really is no reason for the website to look this ugly. It's pretty difficult to navigate as well, and all of the pictures look super crappy. The website is like something of a test. You need to get past it to order a watch, and it's probably going to be worth it. So they ship watches out of Bangalore, and you should be able to order them anywhere in India. They come pretty quickly. The packaging is nothing special, neither are the standard HMT plastic boxes, but you will also get a handwritten bill as well as a warranty card, and all of these watches come with 1 year warranty. All of the classic HMT watches are actually known by their names, like the HMT Janta, the �49, and the Pilot. I opted to purchase the Kohinoor watch, which is named after the world famous diamond, and I actually got it in 2 colors. Instead of getting a face with Western Arabic numerals, which are like the regular numbers we are so familiar with, I opted to get Devanagari numerals on the face. Devanagari is a script that's used in a lot of Indian languages such as Sanskrit, Hindi, Marathi, and my mother tongue, which is Konkani. So I thought that just made it a little bit more personal. So I went with a stainless steel face because I feel like that wears better over time rather than a gold plated one, and I chose like a metal bracelet strap instead of a leather strap because again, leather doesn't really hold up that well in humid weather. With like your watch being on your wrist and you sweating, they tend to degrade quickly. Bracelet straps actually last a really long time, and I have some Casio watches that I've been using for years, so I was hoping that these HMT watches will be just as good. Another thing that sets this watch apart is that it's not a regular quartz movement. This is actually an old-fashioned mechanical watch, meaning it doesn't really have a battery inside. You have to wind the crown to get the watch to keep time. So when you wind a mechanical watch, you're actually winding something called the mainspring inside the watch. The tension from winding it, that's what powers the watch. Different watches will need to be wound at different frequencies, and I found that this watch doesn't last much more than 24 hours with one winding. So I used to think that that would irritate me because I don't actually put on a wristwatch every single day, or if I do, it's not always the same one. But I've found it to not be that big of a deal because I get into the habit of setting the watch every time I put it on. It's kind of become like second nature. Though I purchased 2 colors of what are essentially the same watch, I was kind of delighted that the bracelets on both of them have slightly different patterns. They're similar, but not exactly the same. They also have a little bit of like a radium glow-in-the-dark effect on the hands of this watch, so I tried to test it out in a near dark room. It works really well at just being able to quickly see the time. Another little thing that's fascinating to me about mechanical watches is just watching the second hand, how smoothly it moves across the face of the watch compared to quartz watches where the second hand just kind of jerks from one second to the next. And these watches have another charming little detail called a display case back. You can actually see the internal mechanisms of the watch working at the back. That just makes you appreciate the way a watch works even more, you know. So I'm pretty happy with the watches that I purchased because it feels like owning a bit of history in the best way possible. These watches may not have like certain modern features, but I feel like now when you're buying a watch, you no longer need it as much just solely to keep time because we have a lot of other devices to do that. It is more about its aesthetic value also and how it makes you feel, and these have made me really happy, and that's why I wanted to make this video to share it with you guys.